Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It's Thursday night, it's almost the weekend, the heat wave has hit us in spades really. It's bad enough up here, I have to say. Sympathies to everyone down south, sympathies to anyone everywhere really. Between wildfires and firenadoes and heat waves etc, this is definitely not the easiest time, shall we say. And so much so it's not the easiest time. Now bear with me while I just make sure I have the absolute correct wording for this. Britain's National Grid today put out a capacity market notice. Now, I wasn't particularly sure what that was, so I asked my colleague Mandy, who used to work in that area, and she said that basically it is when the National Grid thinks they are going to struggle to have enough power for the needs of the country, for the demands of the country as it is. And her logic was, with all the fans on, the air conditioning, she said there will be, extra demand on the National Grid just now. So what this does is this puts out a notice to people with generators who lend their spare capacity to the National Grid when it becomes problematic. So like, okay, so energy companies, we're paying so much per bill, and now you're going to tell us that we could have brownouts or power cuts because there's not enough energy in the National Grid. And that seemingly is the case. In very layman's terms, I'm quite sure there's much more to do with it. But I was like, oh my goodness. Now, don't get me wrong, they cancelled this notice. It was supposed to hit at 6 o'clock tonight, but they cancelled it later on in the day. Now, I found that in Reuters. I did not find that anywhere else in the media. And, you know me, I look at the media at lunchtime and everything. I didn't find it anywhere else, nor did my colleague Mandy. It was only Reuters that seemingly reported on that I could find anyway. So that then leaves me to think, well, if that's today, and today was officially the first day of the extreme heat warning, what we're going to be like by Saturday, Sunday? If they were struggling today, people are going to have air conditioning going all night tonight, people are going to have fans going, they're going to have their freezers going full pelt. There's going to be a lot of demand. Places with people and animals, like hospitals and things, they need to keep things at a reasonable level. They can't have people who are ill lying there in mini ovens. They will have fans going, they will have air conditioners going that they don't normally have. So this power demand is not going to go down anytime soon. And if they put out that capacity thing on the first day of the heat wave for 6 o'clock that night, I'm pretty sure you can be guaranteed there's going to be another one sometime soon. If there's not, I will be very happy, but I certainly would be preparing for that. Hence, apart from the fact that Patrick brought me my wind-up lamps today, that was why I wanted to put the earlier video up of the wind-up items that I have, which is your lamp and your emergency radio. So yeah, that is, I definitely think that could be problematic. Also, with regards to paying your energy bills, my other colleague, he has moved into a house recently. He's been there for about 2 months. And obviously I told him to take his electricity numbers and gas numbers before he started. So he's got the numbers and he's been looking it up. And initially he was supposed to be, I think about 156 a month they suggested his direct debit would be. So he was like, right, that's fine, we'll do that. And they asked him for meter readings. So he gave them meter readings and they're like, oh no, actually it's supposed to be 180 something, and then a few hours later it was supposed to be 200 and something, I think. And he was getting so stressed, bless his little cotton socks. So I was like, right, here's your list. Cancel your direct debit, so that's fine. So religiously pay every month what your direct debit amount would be. And then you're able to see on your own meter readings whether that's anywhere close or whether you need to put it up, and if you do need to put it up, by how much you need to put it up. Just contact your energy company, tell them you're cancelling your direct debit, and that'll be you sorted, because then you will be in control of what comes out of your bank rather than the bank being in control. of what comes out of your bank. So he did that, and I jest you not, the kettle hadn't even boiled, because I was walking from my bit towards the kettle, said to him, here's your list, this is what to do. Before I had even come back with the cups of tea and coffee for us all, he had received an email saying, I see you've stopped your direct debit. Do you know that this could leave you liable for admin fees if you don't pay your bill? Could affect your credit rating if you don't pay your bill? And the poor lad nearly had heart failure. And I'm like, mate, that's only if you don't pay your bill. As long as you religiously pay it every month, you'll be fine. So it's like, right, fine, okay. So magically, his 200 and something came back down to 100 and something. And then this morning he came in and he's like, oh, look, they've now said that I can do the direct debit for £82 because they miscalculated. I can afford £82. I could set up the direct debit. I'm like, do not reset your direct debit, because then when they have a look at it again, which will be for the 4th or 5th time, they can put it up to whatever they want. You keep it at your 150 or whatever it was he said. I should keep it at that, and then you work out with your figures. And when he got the email saying, you could do this, and he's like, this is going to do, I said, no. And I have to say, at my work, I am the one who writes those sort of emails. When the boss says, I need a really snippy email that's still polite and professional. I will guarantee you someone like me are in these offices just now, and they've been told, get the emails that we can send out to people that cancel their direct debits so we can scare them without actually being called threatening, but we want to scare them so they put their direct debits back again. I'll guarantee someone's invented that letter specifically for that purpose. So bless him, once we got him calmed down, he is quite happy now. His direct debit is still cancelled, and he will now be in charge of what he is paying the power companies, the electricity and the gas. But he will be paying them every single month, because it will affect his credit rating if he doesn't. It could get him in court if he doesn't. So he will be paying it every single month at an amount that he understands and that he agrees with for the amount of power he's used. Not for what electricity companies tell him. So there you go. That is my story from today. So be warned about the electricity capacity thing from the National Grid. There might be some brownouts or power cuts later on this week. So take care, and I'll catch you later.